It is late. The house settles around you. You are alone, or so you think. Then, a flicker of movement in the corner of your eye. A light seems to dance on the wall where no light should be. A sudden, unexplained cold spot touches your skin, raising goosebumps. Was that a whisper? Did a voice just call your name? Your heart begins to pound, a frantic drumbeat in the sudden, heavy silence. Your skin goes cold. For one breathtaking moment, you are absolutely certain that you are not alone. You have just seen a ghost. These experiences are powerful. They are deeply personal. They feel undeniably real. Ghost stories have been with us for as long as we have gathered around campfires, staring into the darkness beyond. Our senses are the only windows we have to the universe. We rely on them completely. But these windows are not perfect panes of glass. They are more like old, warped lenses. They can distort reality in subtle and surprising ways. Our eyes, for example, have a blind spot where the optic nerve connects to the retina. Our brain cleverly fills in this gap with information from the surrounding area. We never notice it. This constant act of filling in the blanks means what we perceive is not a perfect recording of the world. It is a reconstruction, an interpretation. This is especially true with our peripheral vision. The cells on the outer edges of our retina are great at detecting motion, but bad with details and color. This is an evolutionary advantage. It helps us notice a potential threat sneaking up from the side. However, it also means that a brief, indistinct movement in the corner of our eye is just that, indistinct. To understand them, we must take a journey. It is a journey that begins with that chill of fear. It leads us to the intricate, wonderful workings of the human brain. We are pattern-seeking creatures. Our survival depended on seeing a predator hiding in the tall grass. Our survival depended on recognizing a friendly face. This instinct is so strong that we find patterns even where none exist. We see faces in the clouds. We see faces in the grain of a wooden door. We see faces in the static on a television screen. This tendency is called pareidolia. It is a normal function of our brain's visual processing. It works overtime to make sense of ambiguous information, turning shadows and light into something familiar, like a human figure. So, when we are in a dimly lit, unfamiliar place, our brains get to work. That coat hanging on the door. In low light, its shape could be mistaken for a person standing silently. A curtain swaying in a faint draft, it becomes a flowing, ethereal form. Our brain does not do this to trick us. It is simply doing its job. It is trying to interpret the world with the limited data our senses provide. In that moment of uncertainty, the brain's best guess can sometimes be a ghost. Sleep is a mysterious country. We spend a third of our lives there, yet we are only just beginning to map its strange landscapes. One of the most bizarre and frightening phenomena associated with sleep is called sleep paralysis. It occurs in the borderlands between dreaming and waking. Your mind becomes conscious, but your body remains temporarily paralyzed. This is a normal safety mechanism. It prevents you from physically acting out your dreams. But to experience it while awake is terrifying. During an episode of sleep paralysis, the dreaming part of the brain can still be active. This means you might experience vivid hallucinations. You may see intrusive figures in your room, often shadowy or menacing. You might hear voices, footsteps, buzzing sounds. A common report is a feeling of immense pressure on the chest, as if something is holding you down. Our universe is filtered through our emotions. What we feel changes what we perceive. When we are in a state of heightened emotion, our brains operate differently. Fear makes us hypervigilant. We become acutely aware of every little sound and shadow. Our fight-or-flight response is engaged, preparing us for danger. In this state, the brain is more likely to interpret ambiguous stimuli as a threat. The rustle of leaves outside becomes the footsteps of an intruder. The glint of light off a picture frame becomes a pair of watching eyes. Grief is an equally powerful shaper of perception. The loss of a loved one leaves a profound void. The brain, which had a deeply ingrained map of that person's presence, struggles to update its reality. It is common for grieving individuals to momentarily think they see or hear the person they lost. They might smell their perfume or cologne on the breeze. Expectation is a ghost's best friend. If you go on a ghost tour of an old, supposedly haunted prison, you are already expecting to experience something spooky. Psychologists call this the expectancy effect. Your brain is primed to find evidence that confirms your belief. Every cold draft is a ghostly touch. Every strange noise is a spirit's communication. Sometimes, the ghost is not in our heads, but in the air around us. Our world is saturated with phenomena just outside normal perception. One of the most intriguing is infrasound. These are sound waves below 20 Hz, too low to consciously detect. Even if we can't hear it, infrasound can have measurable physical effects. It can vibrate internal organs, including the eyeballs. That vibration can distort vision, causing unease or sightings that aren't real. Sources of infrasound are more common than you'd think. Famous case: a researcher in a supposedly haunted lab felt dread and saw gray shapes. Investigators traced it to a new fan in the ventilation system. The fan produced infrasound that resonated with his eyeballs. Turn the fan off, the ghost vanished. So, what should you do if you have an experience you cannot explain? The first step is not to panic nor to dismiss it. The first step is to be curious.